Good afternoon, Donanda. Today's topic is nasal polyp. This nasal polyp are nothing but is a non-neoplastic masses of edematous nasal mucosa. There are two varieties, ethmoidal polyp as well as antraconal polyp. They can be presented as a rhinosporidiosis and nasal. Another nasal sinus infections can be resulted like a nasal polyp. It is mostly it occurs in a triad manner, as nasal polyp along with asthma and aspirin intolerance. Those who are taking more amount of aspirin tablets, they can prone to get the nasal polyp because these aspirin tablets can produce severe allergic reactions in the nasal mucosa. Most common causes of nasal polyp are allergy, that is allergic rhinitis, as well as allergic fungal sinusitis, then cystic fibrosis. These are the most common causes of the development of nasal polyp. Then coming into the pathology, in that due to the repeated allergy, what will happen? There is severe injury occur in the nasal mucosa. For that healing purpose, there is a again new growth of cells are started proliferating in that area. But due to the repeated allergy, what will happen? There is a new kind of growth will be started occurring in that area. There is normal cells, columnar cells are replaced by a pseudo-stratified columnar epithelial cells. It is a most characteristic of nasal polyp. Okay. Yes, I show you a small demo. Okay, this is the first picture. In that showing, we are having a small polyp has been developed in that area. From that, we are having a secretion of mast cells as well as the eosinophils as well as these B cells. From that mast cells, we are having a constant secretion of these various chemical mediators. In that, leukotrienes will result in secretion of more amount of eosinophils. Then followed by aggregation of these mast cells along with the beta cells of lymphocytes. Together, it results in increase in size of nasal polyp. Okay, this is the pathophysiology of nasal polyp. We are going to see about the ethmoidal polyp. The characteristic features of ethmoidal polyp is mostly it comes in front of the nose. It arises from the lateral wall of the nose. Then other areas are bulba ethmoidals as well as the medial surface of the middle turbinate. Then coming into the symptoms, usually multiple polyp is a representation of ethmoidal variety. Nasal stiffness along with the obstruction, headache, partial loss of smell, sneezing, watery discharge, mass protruding out of the nostrils is the most characteristic one of ethmoidal polyp. This most looks like a bunch of grapes. Okay, often pale in color, pedunculated, very sessile, is painless to touch. Okay, these are the pictures. Okay, you go through the anterior rhinoscope, you can able to visualize the polyps like this. Anterior rhinoscope is an instrument to visualize the anterior aspect of the nose. Posterior rhinoscope is to visualize the posterior part of the polyp. Treatment is mostly a surgical treatment. Polypectomy is done. Then coming into the antroconal polyp, is antroconal polyp is nothing but is extending beyond into the oropharynx area. Posterior part of the middle turbinate, it results the extension into the polyp into the oropharynx area. Okay, it's mostly a result from the chronic sinusitis. It looks like more or less ethmoidal polyp. It is gray, bluish, thick, pedunculated stalk. You can just see it. Okay, you can able to visualize here. When you place a tongue retractor, we can able to visualize the growth is extending below the oropharynx area. Then clinical features as like the ethmoidal polyp, nasal obstruction, rhinorrhea, snoring, headache, mouth breathing, epistaxis, anosmia is severe in case of antroconal polyp. Halitosis, that means bad breathing. Then this plain X-ray will have a unilateral opacification of maxillary sinus due to the obstruction. The nasopharyngeal mass is occasionally seen. In CT scan, we can absolutely see the widening of that maxillary ostium, as well as the growth is extending into the nasopharynx area. The differential diagnosis is nasoglioma, inverted papilloma, mucocele, mucous retention cyst, then lymphoma, adenoids, and nasopharyngeal malignancies are comes into the play of differential diagnosis. Then surgery, this endoscopic sinus surgery, that is first they will tell it is a advanced instrument. You can able to see they will catch the polyp in this area. They will make a twisting of that lever so that it can catch and make a immediate strapping of that growth stalk of nasal polyp. Okay. Then differences between this ethmoidal polyp and the antroconal polyp is mostly seen in the adults. In case of antroconal polyp, it is seen in children's. It's multiple in case of ethmoidal polyp, mostly unilateral in case of antroconal polyp. Then arising area is lateral wall of nose and ethmoidal labyrinth area is mostly in case of antroconal polyp, maxillary antrum. It is seen in anterior rhinoscopy, is seen in posterior nasal examination or posterior rhinoscopy. Recurrence is more common in case of ethmoidal polyp. It is unilateral, recurrence is less. Once you remove it, it won't reoccur in case of antroconal polyp. Okay, there are some key points here. That's all about the nasal polyp. Thank you.